Remember Fry's Electronics? Those gigantic, weirdly themed stores that were basically a playground for tech nerds. One day they were a Silicon Valley institution, a $2 billion empire with 34 locations. And the next? Poof, gone. Vanished completely by 2021. How does a company that defined an entire era of tech retail just disappear? The story is a wild ride of kickbacks, bad decisions, and a total failure to see the future coming. It all started back in 1985. Charles Fry, a successful grocery store owner, sold his chain for a cool $14 million. He gave $1 million of that to his sons, John, Randy, and Dave, along with their partner Kathy Calder. Their idea? To take grocery store tactics and apply them to the booming world of personal computers. They opened their first store in Sunnyvale, California, the heart of Silicon Valley. And it was an instant hit. Imagine a 50,000 square foot warehouse, but instead of just computers, it had everything. 50,000 different products. We're talking computer chips, software, cables, monitors, but also weird stuff like caffeine pills, technical books, and yes, even adult magazines tucked away in a corner. It was a true one-stop shop for the tech-obsessed. The Frys ran their electronics store like a grocery store. You know how you see cheap bananas at the front of the supermarket to lure you in? Frys did the same with lost leaders, like ridiculously cheap cables and blank CDs. Their goal was to get you in the door, knowing you'd buy other, more profitable items. They also used a controversial grocery tactic called slotting fees. They would charge suppliers money just for premium shelf space. This meant they were making money before they even sold a single product. Customer service? Forget about it. The attitude was basically, you're a nerd, you figure it out yourself. And for a long time, that worked. People loved the treasure hunt experience. As they expanded, the stores got even more ambitious. The themes were legendary. There was the Wild West store in Palo Alto, the Mayan temple in San Jose, an ancient Egyptian tomb in Campbell, even an alien invasion theme in Burbank. These weren't cheap decorations. They spent millions on each store, turning them into tourist attractions. Buses would literally pull up, filled with people who just wanted to see the spectacle. At their peak, a single Fry's location could pull in $85 million a year, which was 3 times what a typical Best Buy made. By 2002, Fry's was a retail giant with $2 billion in annual revenue, over 5,000 employees, and 34 stores across California, Arizona, Illinois, and Georgia. They were on top of the world. But while Fry's was busy building these magnificent physical palaces, the world was changing. The internet was coming. Amazon started selling electronics in the year 2000. Noog, a purely online competitor focused on computer parts, launched soon after. Fry's wasn't completely blind. They bought a company called Outpost, to try and build an online presence, but they completely botched the execution. Their heart was in their giant-themed brick-and-mortar stores, not in the boring world of e-commerce logistics. The cracks really started to show when you looked at what they were actually selling. 90 to 94% of their revenue came from branded, commoditized electronics. Think Sony TVs, HP printers, Intel processors. These were products you could buy anywhere. There was no real differentiation. Meanwhile, their biggest competitor, Best Buy, was making a brilliant pivot. They launched the Geek Squad, offering installation, repair, and tech support services. Suddenly, Best Buy wasn't just selling you a box. They were selling you a solution and peace of mind. Fry's offered no such thing. Their figure-it-out-yourself model started to look really outdated. Then came the internal rot. Between 2005 and 2008, one of their own vice presidents, a man named Omar Siddiqui, ran a massive kickback scheme. He was in charge of purchasing and essentially told his suppliers, "Pay me a secret commission, and I'll make sure Fry's overpays you for your products. He siphoned off an insane $120 million, wiring money to casinos to cover his gambling debts. And the worst part? Fry's didn't even catch him. The IRS did. It was a clear sign that nobody was really watching the books. The owners seemed to have mentally checked out. By the mid-2010s, the decline was obvious to anyone who walked into a store. The once dazzling themed locations started to look tired and neglected. But the most alarming sign was the empty shelves. Suppliers were losing trust. They knew Fry's was struggling to pay its bills, so they started demanding cash on delivery or just stopped shipping products altogether. The shelves became a patchwork of no-name brands and gaping holes where popular products used to be. The death spiral accelerated in 2019. In a desperate move, Fry's went to its suppliers with a new proposal, a consignment model. Basically, give us your products, we'll put them on our shelves, and we'll only pay you if they sell. The suppliers laughed them out of the room. Their response was logical. If you can't afford to pay your bills now, why should we trust you to pay us later? This was the nail in the coffin for their inventory. The final blow, of course, was the COVID-19 pandemic. Foot traffic vanished overnight. The giant empty showrooms became cavernous and sad. In 2020, they closed their iconic Sunnyvale and Campbell stores for good. The company's PR team kept issuing statements saying they were just restocking and would be back to normal soon, but everyone knew it was a lie. Then, on a Tuesday night in February 2021, the announcement came. Fry's Electronics was closing all of its remaining 31 locations, effective immediately. Just like that, an empire built over 3 decades crumbled overnight. Looking back, there are 2 brutal lessons from the fall of Fry's. First, service is how you differentiate a commodity. Fry's sold the same stuff as everyone else, but offered zero help. They lost to Best Buy's Geek Squad and Amazon's one-click convenience and easy returns. The treasure hunt was fun, but in the end, customers just wanted their problems solved. The second lesson comes from Intel's legendary CEO, Andy Grove, who famously said, "Only the paranoid survive." The Fry brothers achieved incredible success. And then they got complacent. They were billionaires who seemed more interested in their other hobbies, like golf courses and football teams, than in running their company. They mentally cashed out while the world of retail was being completely rewritten around them. They failed to adapt, and they paid the ultimate price. The story of Fry's is a powerful reminder that in business, and especially in tech, you can go from the king of the hill to a forgotten relic in the blink of an eye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the businesses that shape our world.